Hey y'all, it's Brandon Voodoo Forge, and this is not going to be one of my normal videos. I want to tell you about what I did yesterday. I participated in the self-destruction of a beloved chain of used bookstores. Let me tell you about it. McKay's is a used bookstore, and they have CDs and records and comic books and movies and games and electronics and those weird little plastic things with big heads and Legos. They got a bunch of stuff, but usually when I think of it, it's books that I think of. Well, they have 5 locations. Nashville, the closest one to me. Chattanooga, that I have visited many times. Knoxville, I've been to a couple of times. And then they have one in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and in Mebane, North Carolina. You don't know where Mebane, North Carolina is? I didn't either until we planned this trip. So to celebrate McKay's 50th anniversary, they announced this crazy scheme where if you visit all 5 of the McKay stores in one day, they give you a passport and you get a little stamp at each store. And they stamp your passport. And if you go to 2, you get a shirt at the second store. This is the shirt. You get a shirt with a little map. If you go to 3 in that day, you get 3 stamps. You get a travel mug, a snack, and $50 in store credit. And if you go to 4, you get, and this is where it starts getting dicey, because 3 wouldn't be that big of a deal. If you hit Nashville, Chattanooga, and Knoxville, I mean, that's, 6 hours, say. And so at the 4th one is when it really jumps up. You get a poster, this poster, which we'll refer to later, and you get $250 in store credit. So at this point, you got these goodies, and you've got $300 in store credit. But if you hit all 5 at the 5th store with your 5th stamp, they give you $500 in store credit. So if you're keeping up, that's $800 total in store credit. My buddy Keaton told me about this. I'm gonna have to tell that story. Yeah, that guy, the one laughing like an idiot. He told me about this, and I told my daughter Jewel, it's really close to her birthday, and she was like, Daddy, I want to do this for my birthday. And I don't know, love my kids. I was like, yeah, we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. We'll make your birthday dreams come true. So based on the information that they gave us, we planned our route. Originally, since we live about here, we were going to go to Nashville and then complete the route this way. But then it occurred to me that we would have to fight Nashville traffic to get to Nashville, and I didn't want to do that. So we were going to have to get a hotel room, and we thought about getting one right next to the one in Nashville. Well, then I was like, but if we start at this Mebane, wherever in the hell that is, if we start at Mebane, we'll have the time change working on our side. So we got a hotel room outside of Mebane, and we left. We left the day before on Monday, and I started noticing before we got to Knoxville. We left about noon, and I started noticing before we got to Knoxville on 40 that there were a lot of cars with like paint on them saying McKay's Craze, trip of a lifetime, all this thing, and that was the first sign that there was going to be a problem. And then when we crossed the state line, we stopped at the rest area, the Welcome Center, and I went in and got a map because I'm old and that's what old guys do. We get a map of the state. And the guy there was like, what are you doing in North Carolina? It's like, have you heard of McKay's? And he goes, oh, there have been hundreds of people come through. And I was like, oh, this is a big problem. Well, then we got to our hotel, and the people at the hotel were like, 95% of the people staying here are doing this. At this point, our plan was going to be we were going to leave the hotel at 6:30 their time, 5:30 our time. But we heard people at the hotel, and they were all saying they were going to leave at 6:30. I was like, this isn't going to work. We better leave here at 6 o'clock Eastern time, 5 o'clock Central time. So that's what we did. thank God. We got there about 6:15, and at this point, the line was only wrapped from the entrance halfway around that side, all the way around another side, and then about a quarter of the way around another side. We get in line, and they started handing out passports half an hour earlier than they said they were going to. They started at 6:30. Okay, we're in McKay's, North Carolina. That was the and yes, it was. Yeah, somebody else is here too. We're at the back of the store. And there's people back here. They're all real excited. And there's there's people all the way over there. We've made it to a corner.
I'm still debating if they're actually giving stuff out or if it's just the chairs and stuff being put together.
Yeah. What if this is just a hoax?
I'm very excited.
What do you think, Cindy?
I need coffee.
Yeah. They had us fill out waivers.
Show your pins.
At the end of the line. It's at the beginning of the line. It's like a great serpent eating itself.
Stay safe.
How we doing?
Good, thanks. Just need your ID, please.
I can do that. In or out of there?
There you go.
That's fine, Mr. Vaughn. All right, there is your
All right.
passport.
Thank you so much.
All right.
There we go, y'all's. All right, we got our passports. Now we are on our way. 7 o'clock. We were back in the truck. And I think that's when the really beginning of the horde was starting to get there. When we got in the truck, I noticed the line at this point was all the way around the building and touching itself. When we pulled out on the road, there were cars stopped on both sides of the road, just parked in yards and ditches. People were walking down the road, and we're going down. There's people walking in, like literally in the center of the road, cars backed up behind them. And we got to the Chick-fil-A way down the road. People are parked there, parked cattywampus, parked all over the place, and just like moving in, like, I don't know, like a mass attack. And I was like, we have got to go. So we got on the interstate and we got us some gum. We got headed towards Winston-Salem. Hey, Bane.
McKay.
We are leaving McKay's now. This is the road to McKay's. This is, that tubby woman better get out of the middle of the road. She's gonna get squished. This is just, yeah, we got here early, and I was like, man, we didn't get here early enough. Yeah, I guess we did. Good gosh. They're just walking in the damn road like that makes sense.
Well, they don't have anywhere else to park.
Yeah, it is. McKay's has caused sheer pandemonium.
Yes, they have.
Golly, there's no way this isn't gonna put them out of business.
We'll get us spend our credit tonight.
Yeah.
Be like, no, you're letting
They're gonna get down. The only thing they're gonna have left is 2 copies of the Babysitter's Club. Yeah. Is this where I turn?
Turn right, yes.
Yeah. Man, this is a good ways away, and they are parked here. The people at Premium Fitness are like, are we having a rush? No, the bookstore is.
There's people parked up here at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, we are a good ways from McKay's, and left?
Right.
Right, turn right. Okay, right. We're on our way to the interstate.
Yeah.
Look at the line of people getting off there.
Oh my goodness.
I bet they're all going to McKay's.
I bet there's the ones that just live here and are going to work.
I bet there's like 3 people on there that aren't. They're probably in the back.
Man, that's awful.
It is. It is. I'm so glad we left out early.
Okay, you know what this means?
What?
We've got to stay ahead.
Oh, look back. Look.
To Winston-Salem at 8:20. We get there, there's maybe 30 people in line in front of us. Parking lot's halfway empty. We get in line. While we're in line, they separated. They were like, hey, if you're getting your passport, get in this line. If you're just getting a stamp, get in this line. We saw some people that we had been standing in line with at the first one. We're like, hey, this is so much fun. Woo, good times. And it took us 13 minutes. We got our second North Carolina stamp, and then we were back on the road. Okay, we are now getting off the interstate in Winston-Salem. Yay. We're at the next one.
What size t-shirt can we get you?
Let me get a small.
Okay, I need a small.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Oh, I wish we could have sent
Bet.
All right. Now we've lost half our crew. Excuse me, I don't mind if we slide through here.
Oh my gosh,
Her daddy got her this
that's a
shirt.
big shirt.
Well, it's the smallest shirt they had. Grow. I was driving. My wife and daughter were doing navigation, and my other daughter she was there. She was just hanging out, having a good time. But Cindy and Jules started looking on their phones at the Facebook page for this event, which I'll link in the description. And we started to get some reports of madness going on behind us. Apparently, right after we left, Mebane, it completely went to shit. Like there were people standing in line all over the place. They were shutting down services. People who lived local couldn't get in and out of their driveways. There's some very alarmed people on Facebook. Of course, there's always very alarmed people being very dramatic, but they were I don't know, near riotous there in Mebane. But we were ahead of it, and we had to stay ahead of it. It was me and the ladies, and I had to talk with them. I'm not being disparaging to the ladies at all. But when we're on a normal trip, there's a lot of, I gotta go to the bathroom, I didn't have to go then. I was like, look, we've got to bust down. We've got an objective we have got to achieve. So we're gonna, when we stop to get fuel, that's when we go to the bathroom. And everybody did it. We did fine. We had coolers, we had food, we had water, so we did not have to stop. So we chugged straight on through to Knoxville. So we are somewhere between Winston-Salem and Knoxville, and we are getting reports from Mebane that all hell has broken loose in Mebane. There are tens of thousands of people wrapped around their building. They're getting angry. They've shut down local services. People on the Facebook post are very upset. It's like kind of like a Wake Island in World War II kind of situation. Everybody at Mebane is lost. It's over with for them. So we're gonna try to continue and see if we can get to all 5 of these damn bookstores to get this huge amount of credit that's gonna be useless because they're gonna be out of business. Anyway, carry on. This is for you, Mebane people. In Knoxville at 12:45. And Knoxville there was a few people there. There's like a car lot next to it. It was completely empty, like a former car lot. It was completely empty. Backed into a parking place, walked in, got in line. There were some more nice people. We talked to them. They had come from Crossville and spent the night in a Starbucks parking lot. Anyway, we were there for 15 minutes. It took us 15 minutes to get in, get our stamp, and got out. We were not shopping. It's important to point that out. We were not shopping. So we get back out, we get in the vehicle, and as we're starting to leave, while we were at Knoxville, the line quadrupled in length. It went from probably 50 people in line to, I don't know, there were probably 350 people in line when we left. So I was like, once again, the horde, the golden horde is right on us. We have to flee. We got to stay ahead of this. We got to ride the crest of this wave. So we got on the interstate and took off straight for Chattanooga. Interstate in Knoxville here. So far, so good. A little dodgy here. And it's nowhere near as bad as we thought it would be.
I mean, we made a sacrifice to get up early, to get there early. We ditched all of our shit.
Gave you my shirt.
Yeah, but you said you
I even got a
want
shirt in way too small for me to. No, you wanted it, so I gave you the shirt. You're not getting my mug.
Stop. Beautiful. Love to see it. Hey, y'all, how we doing?
Doing good, thank you. We're stamped. Thank you, buddy. And good luck. Okay, so this is not packed. We're heading home.
Good luck, sir.
See y'all in Chattanooga?
So you're Chattanooga?
One through here. Come on, I know you're with them.
Let's take this picture a little bit quicker.
Yeah, because Chattanooga, the parking lot was full, but we didn't have any trouble getting the parking place. Waited for a car to pull out, backed into that space. We go in. There was absolutely nobody in line to get their passport stamped. Nobody, not a one. Walked straight up, got our stamps. We had to show the lady we had our other things, and she gave us our poster and our $250 credit. You know, at Knoxville, we got our $50 credit and a snack pack and I think the cup. Yeah. So, but we were in and people were in there shopping. Like, I think they were just regular people shopping who weren't doing this madness. And so we get straight out of there, but no problem, just easy. On to Nashville. So total time was like 15 minutes.
Yep.
There. And we got our $50 credits and snacks and... Okay, so there's not a line to get into this one.
Yay!
Knock on whatever dashboard
knock on something.
Alright. We're here at the Chattanooga one. We got all that going on.
Passport right here.
Aha.
Oh my goodness. There's not a line. I need you to give me what store is this for you? Four. All right, show me Winston or Mebane, please.
So you what?
Winston or Mebane stamps.
Oh, never mind.
All right. I see yours already. Just give me the Chattanooga. I see yours. Just give me the Chattanooga, and I'll get you
There it is. Sorry.
Give me 1 second.
Take your time, young lady.
All right, there's your credit. Let me get
Thank you, ma'am.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So what was in your snack bag at 3?
We had Fritos and Oreos and a water.
And they gave us a water bottle. And a $50.
Right, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Y'all be safe out there.
Okay, so we didn't have any trouble getting in and out of there. On our way. Onwards to Nashville. Chattanooga and Nashville, you got to go around Chattanooga. And I don't know how Chattanooga has managed this, but they've been working on the interstate in Chattanooga since, I don't know, the Carter administration. Like, as long as I've been driving, they've been working on the interstate in Chattanooga, and they don't appear to be getting done with it. So you got to go through all that and then deal with Monteagle, but no big deal. Well, the girls are looking on the phone, and that's when we're starting to get reports from Knoxville has completely melted down. Like, there's car accidents, and people are passing out from the heat because they didn't have water. And then we're getting word that apparently if you're in, if you get one of the North Carolina stamps, that counts for North Carolina, and you can just go on to Knoxville. Then we start getting word that they're shutting Knoxville down, man. It's over. Go to Chattanooga. If you go to Chattanooga, they'll give you the Knoxville and the Chattanooga stamps. And I'm like, that's a little ridiculous for those of us that planned correctly. But anyway, we're moving on. Then we end up in a storm with tornado warnings, but we press on. We press on. We got to Nashville at like 4:10 Central Time. We got there. The lady looked at our passport. She stamped our passports. A guy handed us our $500 credit. Myself, my wife, and my oldest daughter, who were eligible for the store credit, each got $800 in store credit from McKay's and the crap. Okay, we made it to Nashville.
Holy crap.
All right.
Welcome. Okay. Well done. There you go. Continue. Awesome.
Thank you.
Continue. It was okay? Pros, cons? You survived.
It was. I think we just missed the golden horde.
Number 5?
But look out, they're coming,
Okay,
y'all.
so number 4.
So my youngest daughter, we all gave her part of our credit so that she could get some stuff because McKay's is great. But every time I go to McKay's, we homeschool our kids, so we either go with a list or I'd be like on my way back from somewhere and I'd be like, I think I got about $23. I'm going to stop in McKay's and get a couple of books. Well, when I have $800 that I can only spend in McKay's, and I've been driving for like 12 and a half hours. It was, I don't know, they say on here that it was 570 miles, but our total trip from the day before and that was 1,093 miles. But anyway, all that aside, I couldn't turn my brain on. I was like, I don't even know what to get. I got, I don't know, a few books, a few Civil War books. Of course, I bought Civil War books. A couple of Louis L'Amour books because, of course, I bought some CDs. Yeah, the girls got some books, but we were all just, our brains were just fried. So we all spent about $100 of our McKay's bucks and then came on home. How you doing, bud?
Restaurant, I think so. The worker was selling online.
That's comic books. Well, it took me One out. So these are the guys who had the table down there, all the way at the other end of North Carolina. Have a good one, boys. Can I get a Ouija board?
Sure.
You can make your grandmother very nervous.
We should ask it first.
Yeah, you're right, we should.
Where even is a Ouija board?
There's a Ouija board right over there.
You don't want to know Ouija.
Yeah, you don't want a Ouija board.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get some here on 3. You got 6 and 3. 6 and 3? Two plastic bags for that.
Jill still got to clear her stuff out too.
Yeah.
That's a separate transaction.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I'll push the buggy. How much do you end up spending up here?
$183.
As we're loading up, we're noticing more and more people are coming in. So we are going to get out of here. And that is it. Woo! We are completely headed home. Here you go, Cindy.
Okay.
We are pulling out, getting on the interstate, and getting our butts back to Smith County, where we belong.
Right.
And then I got to looking at this Facebook page myself, and yeah, pandemonium hit Nashville then. So the thing about this, we had an absolute blast. The memes are hilarious, but apparently we literally were just staying right ahead of the pandemonium the whole time because we planned it. And there's a couple of things I'd like to say. I'm not trying to be mean to anybody. But it is July in Tennessee and North Carolina. And if you just got here, July and August in Tennessee and North Carolina are somewhere around the 7th level of hell, heat-wise. It's very hot. You don't go outside and work without water and a hat. And I don't mean a ball cap, big floppy hat. And I realize not everybody grew up hauling hay and chopping tobacco or anything, but it's hot. You got to take water. You can't take old people and dogs and kids and stuff out in this. I mean, and if you can't walk up a hill, don't start walking up a hill. There was a lot of people who got in trouble because they just made poor decisions. And don't get me wrong, I don't know who came up with this on the McKay's end, but I don't know how much money they gave away. Oh yeah, and apparently the Knoxville employees went on strike halfway through, and they had to shut that down. And I don't know how much of that's true. My news source is Facebook, which is a leaky vessel to put much hope in. But our takeaway from this was we had a really good time. We're going to go next week and spend all of our money at once because I'm hoping McKay's doesn't go out of business because of this. But we had a good time. We got all of our little passport stamps. There's Knoxville, and there's Chattanooga, and Nashville, Winston-Salem, and Mebane. A place I didn't even know existed. But much like Iwo Jima, is burned in the world's collective memory now. So, good time. If you went on this, tell me how your trip was. And anyway, I'm back to blacksmithing videos. I just wanted to tell y'all about this because it was something else, son, something else. All right, y'all behave yourselves.